Welcome back to Restauranttopia. I'm here with Dave Ross. We got a special episode on the 5 ways to increase your revenue that I learned in Las Vegas. Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Brian. How are you?
Very good.
Good. Las Vegas, huh?
Yeah, so I was out there for some of the restaurant shows.
Okay, nice.
And learned so much. And again, the restaurant shows are great, definitely highly recommended. But Las Vegas does dining at such a high level and has so many reps and have really perfected it. So I wanted to pick out some things that I saw that I believe that you can institute at your restaurant to increase top line revenue.
Okay, I love that.
All right.
It's always nice to go to a different place. We're in obviously Northeast Ohio here, and there, you can be in the Midwest, a little bit behind the coasts, as they say.
I think they call it flyover country.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. I don't think it's a compliment though.
Yeah. It's kind of backhanded a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's like people say I have a strong head of hair. So I don't think I have a strong head of hair.
Yeah, I don't. Never heard that.
Okay. Well, today's the first.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
So what happens in Vegas does not stay in Vegas, is what you're saying. You brought this back.
This part I brought back.
Got it. Okay.
This is the research part.
Got it.
I took copious amount of notes. It was very educational. We were going to do Habitat for Humanity or feed the homeless, but we didn't get around to that.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Tight schedule.
It was the itinerary was very tight. All right. 5 ways to increase your restaurant sales and profitability right now.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay.
Let her rip.
So number 1 I have on my list, and you'll see this in the show notes, is modernizing the reservation process. I think, one thing that we look at, whether it's any of the reservation platforms or what have you, is you're just scheduling a time for that person to visit your restaurant, but you're not doing any selling, you're not doing any curation of the restaurant experience. And that's what I think is missing. So treat the reservation process like a guest experience. Is it good? Are you, trying to upsell them in a good way? Hey, is it your anniversary, or is it a business meeting? Is there anything special that we can do? Do you want the private room? And that's actually on my list too, as far as the private room. That should never go to waste. If it's a business meeting, and we had several out in Vegas, do you want to be at a table not around a bunch of other people? Because you're having a confidential conversation, and who knows, especially like you're at Vegas during the restaurant show, is there 3 other vendors next to you overhearing your conversation?
Right. Yeah.
And those are the sorts of things that you don't want other people hearing.
And I think when you're making the reservation, like at least for me, everybody's personality is different, but like, what's the reason why you're dining? You know what I mean? Let's say it was a birthday.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not big on the staff coming over singing happy birthday to me. So that's the first thing I think about.
I don't hate it.
The first thing I think about is like, okay, I don't know. Like, some people might be into that, but I'm like, I don't know if I want that. But at least having the option to fill that in. And obviously, the reasons for being in Vegas are different than the reasons on a Saturday night in Cleveland, Ohio, or somewhere. So there's...
It is and it isn't. I mean, like, are you having, an anniversary dinner? Are you having a special occasion of whether it's a birthday or what have you, graduation,
celebration, a promotion,
promotion. Everyone is really celebrating something when they're going out, and they want to enjoy their time together. And then on the business meeting side, I think that is a segment that we really need to focus on as a way to drive revenue, because that is so prevalent. They are using typically a company card. They have no reservations on. That's very
reservations.
Meta. Reservations.
Yeah. No pun intended.
Yeah, no doubt. But they have no. We'll have to edit this part out.
The limits of their spend are different. They using the company card. And I am searching for the same word you are. But yeah.
So I like that though.
Yeah.
But there's no limits on the company spend, so the ability to get the $400 bottle of Opus One is there.
Right.
So the ticket average is going to be increased dramatically.
Yeah, especially if you're dining a new client or dining a prospective client, or what I mean. And that's one thing that I guess I've not really thought about, but you just spurred this in my brain is, is your restaurant business friendly? You kind of mentioned to it, but like,
I like that.
Because think about it, like, you don't want to go to a place where it's like, And,
I hate that. That's
what I mean? Like, you want to be able to talk, you want to be able to, so how do you market that this is a good place to do business?
Well,
and dine.
it's like our not ours, your pro tips for the malt episode.
Sure.
Because you want to have a good dining experience. I'll give you a great example. A couple of the guys I went out there with were a little older. They're my age.
Their advanced age.
They're advanced age, my age, which is unfortunate. And it was crazy to me because we're at this Mexican restaurant, and my friend, lifelong friend, pulls out his phone, so with the light on, so he could see the menu. Now I promptly, because I'm a friend, took a picture of him using his light
and posted it on Friendster.
No,
we're right on your MySpace account.
It went viral on my MySpace account, so I was very happy about that. He was not.
Yeah. Back to reservations. We're talking about reservations.
Yeah, I think reservations. Yeah, reservations. The final thing I think is really neat that happened several times out there was, and again, this goes to kind of the modernization or actually thinking about your reservation process, the text confirmation and the call confirmation. And again, those are additional touch points with people. I think you're also going to see a higher attendance rate at those reservations.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
Very cool. Enjoyed that aspect of the process out in Vegas very much because we got multiple reservations. This has been my pet peeve, number 2, since I was able to go out to a restaurant and get a drink. Get me the first drink quickly. I would even say before I get to the table. And again, I'm not trying to drink 1,000 drinks.
Sure, yeah.
But I'm not trying to drink no drinks.
Sure.
And watching someone, and this is an experience we had at an Italian restaurant. We get there. It was 12 people, big group. They could have got us to an area at the bar to kind of triage us, fast track the drinks, and then take those drinks to the table.
Right.
I think they call that the bar area.
Okay.
But I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel here.
Sure.
Get your guest a drink quickly, because we're talking about increasing revenue. Because you want to sell them the second drink.
Yes.
Much easier in Vegas. I get that. The second drink is probably guaranteed.
And if you order the second drink before you place your food order, you're more likely to order a second drink. Where after you order the food,
correct,
or after you get the food. And again, you're not trying to expedite people's inebriation, but
no.
But there is something to that. I mean, we're trying to make money here, and 2 drinks at a dinner is not a crazy thing.
No. But it's financially for you as a restaurateur, it's better than 1.
Yeah, no question. And also, I think there's a little bit of strategy behind the segue from reservations. Let's talk about that a little bit. So there is a philosophy of overbooking reservations, and then allowing people to have a comfortable experience waiting for their table. Okay, so reservations are at 8. Hey, sorry, we're running behind a little bit. Let me get you that glass of cheap champagne. What Josh Kopel's idea, the Wyclef, I think it was called. It was like $5 a bottle. And you could just give it out.
Bottle, I think it was $5 a case.
Something like that. Yeah. But you can do that and make people feel good. Maybe have a little app or something to make the waiting experience pleasurable. And you can actually overbook if you do it that way. Now, if people are just sitting around looking at empty tables, going, why are we not sitting yet? Okay, totally different experience.
Correct. And it depends on how your bar is set up, but training your staff to lead with the drink suggestion, lead with the cocktail menu. I like the secondary cocktail menu that is not associated with the regular menu, because that it gets the person to focus. They're not talking about the halibut or the fillet or something that they're actually looking at the cocktail menu. And make sure that the bar staff is training up the wait staff to make sure that they understand the cocktail selections, are able to upsell those items. If someone gets a gin and tonic, that's fine, but is there a $18 drink on the menu that you can move more units of, and give it an elevated experience? Because I guarantee you, they don't need to be a chemist at home to make a gin and tonic, but there are other drinks that a Negroni or what have you that may not be able to be made at home accurately and well.
Yeah, and that they can have, again, like depending on your concept, your location, all your things, like people are coming there for an experience, not just to we're talking about dining periods, not eating periods.
Correct. Yeah. So there are some other great suggestions in the show notes. Definitely check them out. Number 3, train your staff to curate and upsell. This is an experience. Get people in and treat them right. What do I mean by that? Get them their first drink quickly. Get them seated at the table. When they're at the table, suggest, if they haven't had the drink yet, suggest the right drink. Suggest appetizers for the table. Mm-hmm. I think that is so weird that people, have a big group of 10 people. They're at a restaurant and the wait staff doesn't go, I see you got a big group. I'm sure everyone wants to try some appetizers. I would recommend you get 2 of these, 2 of these, and 2 of these.
Right.
9 out of 10 times, the people are going to order that and get back to their experience of having a good time.
And again, you can do that. You suggest to selling, you can almost make the order for them because that's what they're asking. They're kind of like, okay, well, how big is the hummus? How big is
what's good?
The carrots. Like how big of it should be like, you know what, you like the hummus, you like the carrots like this. We'll go 2 here, 1's good enough here, 2 here, and then you're almost like, everybody good.
Exactly.
Place the order for them. Not, well, it's like about this big and
no, it's how deep is it?
And then the next question, how many people would it feed? Well, I don't know. It's kind of, it's like, come on, like I'm asking you to place my order for me, basically.
No, I'm asking you to make this experience better.
Right.
Don't make me fight the order process.
Right. Yeah.
Just make it easy.
Yeah.
Like if you went on to Amazon and you had to click 75 more boxes to place an order, would it be as popular as it is? Probably not.
Probably not.
If they suggested stuff for you, do you click on that and buy it? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe we can copy Amazon a little bit in our restaurants.
I think that'd be good. Yeah. Less friction.
Yeah. No. Part of training your staff to upsell, I like making your staff part of the equation. So back to our bottle of Opus One or our $300-$400 bottle of wine, spiff out your staff on if you sell a $300 bottle of wine tonight, you get $25. It can be a great way to monetize and take some of your inventory down and turn that into cash.
Or your wait staff is basically commissioned salespeople.
They are.
So
explain to them
when you sell the $300 bottle of wine, you're going to probably make that $25.
Explain to them what 20% means.
Exactly. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And again, going back to making it easy, like, placing the order form. And when you go to a restaurant and that the wait staff knows what they're doing, and they know that at the end of that experience, they're getting paid.
Well,
and you could feel it, but deliver it in a way that, isn't like, well, what do what's good here? And they go to the $75 entree when everything else is $25. Like there's some obvious things that you're like, okay, they're just looking for the tip, but there's ways to do it and sell it and train your staff to suggest certain things to maximize profitability and obviously their tip. Because that's, if you can motivate them to, maximize their tip, they're probably maximizing the profit if you've set it up properly.
Exactly. I think if the menu is set up correctly, like again, if everything on your menu is $35 and then you have a $195, gold wrapped lobster tail, whatever it is, that I feel like the customer could feel scammed. But if you're just, recommending the $50 item versus the $45 item, the customer does not care. They want what is a very popular dish and that is, highly recommended.
Sure.
And they don't want to think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. People want to be sold.
Number 4, this is my new big thing. Always be booking the private room. Going out on business meetings and stuff, and we saw a bunch of private rooms when I was in Vegas. We didn't get any private rooms. But in Cleveland, Ohio, private rooms are readily available. Everyone has one. There's multiple business meetings at a restaurant on a random Tuesday night. Put that person in the private room. It is not as if the private room is on the water intake crib on the middle of Lake Erie. It is in your restaurant.
Right.
It is the same distance as any other table typically.
Right.
Besides that, it's maybe enclosed within a door that is typically open.
Right.
I just don't understand why we're not using the private room.
And you literally created a room and called it a private room.
So
private, so like nobody knows where it's at. Nobody uses it.
So you got 8 people who are having a business meeting, no limitations on their spend. did not order the private room, did not request the private room, did not reserve it, but you do not have it booked tonight. They walk in, and you could put them in there. This goes back to the reservation process, like knowing that, hey, this is a big meeting for me.
Sure. That would require paying attention.
No, and actually curating the process of the person at your restaurant. So make sure that private room is used. Make sure that it is seamless to book. So I actually have to call today for a private room on Thursday. Today's Wednesday, so last minute Charlie here.
That'd be tomorrow.
Yeah. The reason I didn't book it yet, the person required a $600 deposit. It is a group of 10 guys, all, I don't want to say advanced age. They're younger. They're younger than me. They're all midlife guys.
Okay.
And they will have probably 2 drinks and order a filet or a $50 item.
Right. It sounds like,
okay. Like I'm doing the math here, and the math ain't math, and it's like, you should be dying to get on a Thursday night in Cleveland, Ohio, when it just snowed this morning in March, a group like that in your restaurant.
Right.
And a group from all over like Northeast Ohio. So like they're going to tell their friends to come here again. And it's a customer we sell to, and I'm going to coach this person up. Like this is as a friend, like you're helping me out with this reservation. Right. And I still felt it had difficulty that it did not need to have.
Due to the upfront?
The upfront,
and that's like a minimum, or they're saying like basically like
So this
you need $600 to book this room. Basically,
you need $600 in sales to book this room.
Right.
We don't have the technology or point of sale system to then split this tab up amongst you 10. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
and I don't understand the forced gratuity for the private room. Your staff will make more money if you don't force the gratuity.
Right.
Do you agree?
If they do a good job.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
But even if they don't do a good job, just because you're in the private room, you feel like you want to tip more.
That's fair.
Now, I don't if the gratuity is already in there, because you've already shown my hand and you forced it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I believe gratuity is a certain amount,
right?
And it's higher than what they typically do if the service is good.
Right. So what's your thoughts on the larger party prompted gratuity? They're like over 8 and over is an 18%, gratuity. Like
it's
what is even the thought process about that? Like,
because they've gotten stiffed. There's a lot of research out there. It just happens
with larger groups. Like that's an indicator.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
And I believe like
I've never questioned that or never thought about.
No,
it.
I know.
Yeah.
It's annoying to me not being able to split up the tip. But I think once it's one-on-one, I think sometimes people do not tip as much.
Gotcha.
Again, it's just annoying to me. I don't know if there's actual, I think there's anecdotal information around this that it does happen. Number 5, I got from a friend of mine that has a concierge service that I think is really cool. It's really cool. His wife does it. They'll book the room for you. Help pick out some jewelry for your wife's anniversary, and make sure there's flowers at the restaurant. So all the things that I'm not good at.
Yeah. My
last, this might be oversharing. I don't know if I told you this. My last gift to my wife, my lovely wife, who I love, I adore her. I love my wife.
I know this. Yeah.
Melissa, she's listening. I'm not just saying that because I don't think she listens. She doesn't.
Which even means more because
I know.
Not going to listen to this.
No, it's not. No, because but she's like, she doesn't even lie to me and say she listens. And she doesn't own a restaurant, so. And you feel free to judge this.
Okay, I will.
Okay, all right. Hold on. I got her for her birthday. Not one, 2 gift cards. 2.
Okay.
And an oil change for her car, which I took in and got the oil change.
Wow. Okay, so
it's one of those fancy oil changes too. It wasn't. Did I tell you that? I'm not.
The fancy oil change. You took the car too?
Yeah. I took the car too.
She couldn't even have appreciation for the fancy oil change.
No, she had appreciation. She did not shit on any of these gifts. I'm like thinking back.
I think there's times where doing nothing could be better than doing something.
Okay. Wow. Ouch. Okay, so I need to rethink this gift process.
I feel like if you're going to get yelled at, like it should be for good reasons.
Okay, so this is justified if she.
Okay, but I guess I don't know the end result here. Like she was very grateful and she was happy with it. Like,
yeah.
And listen, she might be a gift card person because that is a thing. Like they're like, I don't want you to go out and buy me the blouse or the whatever.
Yeah,
like, you know, I don't want
she's
you.
not a gift card person.
Okay.
I feel horrible.
She just puts up with you.
Yeah. No, it's like it's part of the package. Like you're gonna get a lot of things. Like you
can't be great at everything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be missing a bunch of family time for haircuts.
Right.
But like I'm not gonna get a good gift.
Yeah.
Again.
So the concierge service helps you with this?
Yeah. So the concierge service, which my buddy's idea, his wife's company, is really neat because they will like basically
arrange all that for you.
Yeah, and like he had like he was telling me like a good one. Like, all right, like you can get these like stud earrings and like that's popular right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like some things that I would know.
Right.
I mean, obviously gift cards and oil changes. I don't think she does, so that's unique to me.
Right,
but I was
everybody's got their niche.
Everybody's got their niche. Yeah, like you don't go to a Japanese restaurant for chicken piccata. Like,
right, exactly.
So it was interesting to me to see that, but like how you could take that into your own restaurant and chef's tables, upgrades, celebration package, wine, flowers, desserts. Things to take home. Like I love that on the front end and back end of things. Like, are you asking during the reservation process, like, hey, we have a house wine. Would you like to take a bottle home for X amount of dollars? Or would you like to pre-order this and it's at a discount?
Right.
Would you, we do homemade cookies. Can I send you home with a dozen cookies and at X amount of dollars?
Yeah.
And if you pre-order those, then it takes it off of the bill. So the person doesn't think like, oh, now I'm going to have to tip on this item that I am taking home.
Yeah.
Love the meal for the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, if you order now, if you book this reservation, we'll actually for $40 we'll get you lunch for the next day. And it's
interesting.
It's just to go. It's more to go food.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
I like that. Okay, so great episode. What was this called again?
5 things I learned in Vegas to increase your profitability.
Nice. So what happened in Vegas just got unloaded on Restaurantopia here?
I did. I let it all out.
Yeah. So
and even my, a little humble brag and my ability to give great gifts.
Absolutely. Everybody's got strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
So, no, appreciate it, Brian. Thanks, guys. The show notes will be on restaurantopia.com. Check us out on our social media platforms and sign up for our newsletter. Anthony's out with us today for this episode, but does an amazing job curating that newsletter.
Love the newsletter.
It's high impact. You always can take some things away from it, not only the episode, but just some other things happening around the industry. And guys, appreciate you listening, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.